Y'all can have a seat. Hi guys, and welcome again to Youth Sunday. First off, I'm so excited about these seniors. I hope that you have delighted in them as much as I have. My name is Kat Bayer. If we haven't met, I'm the Director of Youth Ministries here, meaning I oversee ministries from confirmation through graduation, so 6th through 12th grade. We have an incredible youth staff here who you've seen spread throughout the service. But most importantly, who I want to talk about is our seniors. Everyone you have heard speaking today and everyone who you will hear speaking is a member of the FUMC class of 2020. Most of them grew up in this church. They got their third grade Bibles here. They got confirmed here, and now they're leading this Youth Sunday together. Let me tell you a little bit about them. They go to high schools all over the Metroplex, from as far north as Grapevine and as far south as Corsicana. They are their most common extracurricular involvement is service clubs, but a close second is marching band. There are, woo for marching band. We have 2 Eagle Scouts and almost Eagle Scouts. We have 4 Penguins basketball players, 2 members of the Youth Praise Band, and 1 member of the Revolution Band that plays at 1111. They were born in 2001 and 2002, if that doesn't make you feel old. And they are a wonderful senior class. I started here summer 2016, meaning when I started, all of these kids were just starting their freshman year of high school. And so I've gotten to watch them grow up here, and it has been such a delight. Youth Sunday is a tradition that emerges not from the desire to have a pageant, though, about how great our kids are. It emerges from the fundamental belief that our young people have something to teach us. These teenagers, these 10 seniors that you'll see lead today, most of them spent about between 3 and 4 solid weeks with me this summer, serving on different trips. And I did the math, and between the 10 of them, they have served 750 hours in the past 2 months with this church alone. One of them, who I'm about to invite up, is Katie Stewart. Katie is a senior at Paschal High School. She is the oldest daughter of doctors Chip and Kara Stewart. She is the captain of the color guard at Paschal. She sings in the choir here as well as the praise band. She's involved with multiple leadership and service opportunities at school. Katie checks all of the boxes of a good kid, a kid you'd be proud of, a kid who's doing all the right stuff. But that's not why she's here. Around spring break, Katie and another student, Izzy, she's up there, asked if they could come in during their day off from school and serve at the mission. And I said, great, great, that's what we're doing today now. As we started talking over packing cans, Katie started to talk to me about kindness, about her work with the anti-racism campaign at school, about her effort to spread more joy around the marching band. She started talking about what it meant not just to be successful, but to be good. She started talking about the pressure of checking all the right boxes for college and started asking if there were more important boxes for her to be checking. Boxes that said generous, compassionate, humble. She's the one that came up with this theme, who came to me and said, I want to talk at Youth Sunday, and I want to talk about the things that we're not getting credit for, the things that we don't get to put on our college applications. Questions like, were you kind? And did you care about the people around you? I wanted being a theme that resonated with all of our other seniors, and it has been a delight to watch them shape this service together. It's been a total delight to work with Katie and watch her grow and learn as she shaped this talk. She is a leader, not just in accomplishments with all of those things that we talked about, but especially in those more important boxes of kindness and faithfulness. At home, at school, in the youth building, and I dare to venture, you'll see her as one on this side of the street as well by the time we're done. Please welcome Katie Stewart.
Thank you, Kat. I didn't get to write anything as eloquent about Kat, but we all love her very much. Anyways, hello, my name is Katie, and like all the wonderful, hilarious leaders in today's service, I'm a senior this year. I go to Paschal. asked a student with the menacing question of, "Where are you going to college?" waiting to ambush me behind every corner. I've naturally toured many colleges to, collect enough names to make it look like I know anything about my future in a conversation. At one such visit, I remember going through a demonstration, and it showed the process of reviewing a fake application. To summarize, the speaker created an entire fake person and went on to evaluate every aspect of their application and transcript. In my head, it went a lot like this. Good test scores? Check. Good GPA? Check. Advanced classes? Check. Participates in outside activities? Check. And so on, until slightly uneasy because the fake ideal applicant seemed way cooler than me college-wise. I thought, sure, but is he a kind person? Is he good? But in all honesty, I didn't know. I only knew what the university had tried to box in about this student, only what his application might have said. This happens all the time. We're asked to fill so many different boxes for society, for school, for different positions and other people. We try to check all the boxes and follow all the rules of others to succeed, to get extra credit, and to obtain our goals. And we even end up wrapping our entire lives around these different lists. But I don't think God ever told us just to live by the list of boxes. Instead, I think he challenges us to look past all the boxes and checks and fill our role as good people, which, as it turns out, is a lot different. It's way harder than we expect. The prime example is the Good Samaritan that Thomas read so wonderfully today. On the one hand, we've got the priest and the Levite, who were probably like Olympic medalists at checking boxes. They wore the right robes. They aced their priest and Levite checks. They did a little more than the minimum community service hours required. Check. And graduated with honors. And then we have the Samaritan. He doesn't really have any of the right boxes checked. Not at all. He doesn't follow Jewish law. He definitely doesn't hang out with the right people or wear the right robes. But when they all come across this beaten man, his boxes don't matter because he's dying. Both the priest and the Levite and their lovely checklist take one glance and say, this isn't on any of my boxes. It's not on the list. I can't get extra credit for it. And they leave. They leave him behind. The Samaritan isn't dumb. He's not dumber than the priest or the Levite. He knows just the same that he won't get any credits. He probably won't get treated any better than if he had checked anything off. But he still helps. He shows kindness and generosity and empathy and compassion and an incredible desire to help the needy. Though traits like those, they aren't often seen on lists of credentials, on applications, and they won't get you extra credit. You have to find a way to draw in your own boxes and give importance to your own good deeds, knowing they are valued by God. After all, Jesus asked at the end of the parable, which one of these was a good neighbor? Not which one of these had a better checklist. We are called not just to follow the rules and expectations of life, not just to check boxes, but to go through life with grace and kindness and help others along the way. Thank you for listening today.
We need to draw in our own boxes. We need to decide for ourselves, like Katie said, what is important and what kind of people we strive to be. This, I think, is the beauty of being a teenager. You still believe you are capable of growing into more than you are right now. You believe that Christ is at work in and through you, and that the best is yet to come. You seek what might be next where God is still at work, and you never assume yourself to be a finished product. Thomas read the Good Samaritan. You heard Katie talk about it. We see a man who's in need be ignored by several people with very legitimate and important things to do, very important boxes to check. And then a Samaritan, a person who would have been dismissed by Jesus' audience, act with kindness and compassion. Jesus frames the story with a simple question. Who is the good neighbor? The one who checked all the boxes off their list, or the one who showed mercy? The lawyer responds with, surely the one who showed mercy. We all, as adults, have legitimate and important things to do. We have responsibilities and commitments. We have boxes that most certainly need checking. We look down on young people. We consider them lazy or entitled or trouble. But do you remember what I told you before? These 10 seniors have logged almost 750 hours of service this summer. And that's not just stand around with your friends and pack lunches service, not hating on that, but that's chase toddlers around VBS service. That's hold the hands of the elderly and sing with them service. That's garden in the hot sun service. That's walk 17 miles a day at Camp Barnabas service. That's helping a man out of a ditch, bandaging his wounds and putting him on your own donkey kind of service. So tell me, church, who was the good neighbor? To those here in Fort Worth, across the U.S., in nursing homes, at a camp for disabled children, surely it was the teenager who showed mercy, who for college was told to check boxes that said SAT camp and prestigious internship, and who instead chose to draw boxes that said kindness, gentleness, service. Tell me, church, who is the good neighbor? Surely it was the one who showed mercy. These teenagers chose this theme because the pressure of getting into college made them feel like they were boxed in, like they were being conformed to a series of standards that missed the important things that God was really calling them to. That pressure doesn't stop when you graduate. We want to check off all the boxes of perfect employee, perfect spouse, perfect parent. We never stop having to choose between what the world will reward us for, what we get to check a box for, and what we know is good. We are still daily confronted with the opportunity to choose who we are going to be, to draw in our own boxes, even when we don't get rewarded for it. These teenagers have drawn boxes of love, humility, humor, joy, and gentleness. They have sought justice, they have held on to hope, and they have shown mercy. May we go and do likewise.